Hi, this is Gilbert S. with the Unnamed Game Co.
This is Jordan T with Gunfighter Games.
And this is the Unnamed podcast with, us. Welcome back to another wonderful episode. On the last week's episode, the party was in peril, and there was a dog that was in trouble, and it was going, woof, woof, woof,
I don't like
woof.
this.
But then the heroic hero came in. Is where you're supposed to step in, Jordan.
All right, the heroic hero came in and he was like, "Hey, stop touching my goddamn dog!" And then he spin kicked that guy, and that guy looked like what?
You know, he had a mustache.
Ah,
Yeah, because all villains have mustaches. Wait a minute. hmm. All right. So today on our wonderful little podcast, we are going to create a party. This is the most D&D episode we're gonna have because we are going to do a D&D party. Why? Because we're pandering to the masses. It's kind of what we do.
it is. It is what we do because we're in an industry.
Yeah, and it's not that we don't like D&D or play D&D or enjoy D&D, because I do, but it's normally not my forte as a designer, so it's not something I really
Yeah,
discuss. Like
like
I
I've
have
got
all the books as well.
like we have the books because we like playing the game.
Yeah, like I'll play it if I gotta. Like it's not
Yeah,
one of them.
it's vampire rules for me. Someone has to invite me to a game.
Yeah, yeah, same here. And vampire is the same way too. Vampire rules for vampire. Yep, that's the same
Hmm.
thing. I won't play vampire willingly, but if you invite me to vampire, I will play vampire, and I will play full on like Ventru, politics, like just just rabid dog destruction.
If only I knew what that meant.
Some of you out there know. Some of you White Wolfers are like, yeah,
Some
Ventru.
someday I'll know what that means.
One day we'll. If you come out, maybe one day if you decide, hey, I'll come out to visit me out here in wonderful San Diego, you can join my weekly vampire game, and you
Ooh.
can see what it's all about. We can let you have a guest role.
I'll play a guy who was immediately killed by a truck.
Yeah, that's possible. Anyways, so we're gonna make a party today. That's what we discussed. We said, hey, let's make the stupidest party that we can possibly make, and imagine an adventure, because it just seems dumb enough for us to do. Like, yeah, instead of just talking about topics, we're actually going to do something in this podcast.
Hmm.
So, Jordan, which class should we try to create first?
I'm a big fan of still trying to maintain balance, but let's go ahead and now first things first. Let's go ahead and discuss this. Now, when we say bad, do we just mean like super unoptimized or just like bad combos?
You know what? Let's just let's I would say we should just make the most what would just be a fun party for us to sort of
Uh,
like fun and funny, like
yeah,
ha 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 ha.
none of this matters. All right.
Yeah,
Uh,
because we are not going to actually take this onto a table and play. No,
no.
but we will sort of postulate between the two of us a very amazing, um, not amazing, or absolutely terrible.
Yeah, the
Um,
opposite of that.
yeah, and I've made insane characters. Like, I just want to point this out that I'm notoriously known for making insane characters. Like, I made a bugbear that legitimately thought that he was a halfling.
I love it.
Yeah, he was so dumb that he just was like, I was raised as a halfling. I have always, this is my life. He shows up to halfling villages and he's like, this is where I belong. And then he gets a crown of intelligence like 7 or 8 levels in. And now he's a smart bugbear. And he realizes his entire life is a lie.
Oh no.
And he's like, "Oh,
Okay.
those
Oh,
halflings are evil bastards."
I have just the thing that might help.
Oh no, he's brought out a briefcase, ladies and gentlemen. This is about to get real. Are we gonna roll for stats? Because this is gonna be great if we roll for stats too.
We absolutely are going to roll for stats. So these are two very special things. It turns out that they were on my shelf, not in my book or in my box. They're two very good books. They're perfect for whenever you, as a game master, need just a little bit of help. They're called Table Fables.
Table
It's just
fables.
it's just a little book. It's by Madeline Hale. You can find them on Amazon. Like here's 1D100 books. Here is 1D4 quality of food. Uh, all kinds of stuff like that to help you kind of quick do stuff. They've got everything from game mastering, world building. There's a whole thing in there of what kind of crazy items they can have. So if we need something, or if we just simply can't think of something, because I don't know, it's Monday, we're on the recording and we're both.
Tired as F? Yeah, sounds about right.
Yes, I am running on about 5 hours of sleep.
I have sleep, but I just work 7 days a week, so
Oof.
yeah.
So
two, two jobs.
we've got support, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, first things first. Let's just decide the first class of this party.
Okay.
Like, let's stick to let's just make the rule. As much as feasible, we're going to stick to like basic D&D.
Yeah.
Like
The core book.
core book, because I don't need to like look for some obscure thing on like Goliath or something, because my brain don't have no power for that.
Oh. Um. You know what? Let's just go ahead and open up right to the table of contents. What's the first? Barbarian. What's
Okay, we're gonna make a barbarian.
yes.
Right. Let's make a barbarian. I'm gonna be doing this on dungeon 5th edition dungeon character creator thingy.
Which is a very very powerful and excellent phone app that you should never tell D&D about.
Okay, let's discuss what do we want. Who normally you'd be looking at stats and trying to like adjust the thing to match, right? That's how people
Right.
normally do it. Um, I say we just put the angriest elf.
I agree. We'll do a dex build because people are always like, yeah, strength. No. Dex. We want this guy to just be a spinning, rotating blender of anger.
I've done goblin barbarians before,
See,
but the
that
reason
makes
that
sense.
most people don't do elf ones, but because goblin work. I mean not goblin. I mean gnome. Sorry, I did a gnome one before,
Mm.
and the reason the gnome one works really well is because of the Constitution modifier differential. Like you can just have like you get a +2 con for being a gnome, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, I'm almost 100% certain. This is how good I know my stuff. +2
I'm
death.
certain you're right, but now I need to see it with my own eyes. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
+2 con, right? And it's +2. I want to say like dex.
Forest gnomes get the one dex. Rock gnomes get the constitution increase of one.
Yeah.
And the intelligence score increases by 2. I know there's going to be some nitpicky dog watching.
Darn
So
you, dog, for being nitpicky.
you listen here, you absolutely handsome animal. You, we're not using the multiverse that just came out stuff that like rearranges and changes everything because I'm a broke ass and uh, literally by their own admission, a new book is coming out, so I refuse.
Okay, so what is the what should so we're gonna use an elf barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sub race that we're gonna pick for this one?
Okay.
You have the book, so you have to.
I do have the book. I do have the book.
Let's look at it. We're probably only gonna be able to get to like 2 characters today, honestly. Let's
Ooh,
be
are we gonna have?
maybe a part
Oh,
2 to this series.
oh, I think we should have a part 2 to this series because we're having fun. Um, honestly, I mean, just out of elves, I'm gonna go ahead and suggest.
Well, okay, what are our options? Let's read through them really quickly, briefly.
Yeah, very briefly, as soon as because that's
I
how letters work.
just an FYI for everybody out there. I never play elves.
I'm
I'm
I'm, I'm
just
a half elf player myself.
I'm just not an elf player. Like I always want to play the most absurd. Like I play half orcs or
Yeah.
like just the most
All right.
out there.
So we've got high elves, which are fancy and they live in big castles. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
Uh,
What's the plus on that one?
for high elves, the plus is your intelligence goes up by 1.
Oh, geez, that's great.
Yes. If you're playing just an elf, your dex goes up by 2.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. Then there's also wood elves, which your wisdom goes up by 1.
Mm.
And then there's of course everyone's favorite, the drow, which is a charisma score increase by 1.
Okay. I like the idea of a pissed off high elf.
I do too, because that's funny to me.
Okay, background. I don't
Ooh.
know if this really. I mean, honestly, like we can really just pick something from background, or we could try to figure one out there.
I
Um,
I actually happen to have with me on hand right now magic cards from the new Dungeons and Dragons set, which
mhm.
backgrounds are a mechanic.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and pull a few out here, and we'll try our best to kind of congeal them back through and see if we can make something interesting, and see if we can find something that is appropriate and close enough.
That sounds fine for me. I was just gonna move back
So
and forth across this thing and have you tell me to say stop, but okay.
so out of all of the cards in front of me, I only have one background because I didn't take out my other cards, and it's a Cloakwood Hermit.
I don't know if that's
Uh,
a hermit. There's a hermit in here.
there is a hermit,
Okay,
which
let's.
also for funsies, we have to make a squirrel somehow show up in this character.
Sure. So we have a high elf. We have an elf, high elf, barbarian. So he's an angry barbarian because he's become a hermit.
Yes.
Okay.
His stocks fell through.
Okay, now it's time. Jordan, pull out your dice. Let's stat this thing.
I'll be using this wonderful set of
What is it? Is
multicolored
it
dice.
3d6?
Uh, that's a good question. Are we using 3d6 or are we using 4d6 and dropping the lowest?
Which one do you want to do?
I'm always partial to 4d6 and drop the lowest.
Let's 4d6 3 stats and 3d6 3 other stats.
Excellent. I'll be using a little dice tower here that I got from long ago because it's a flex, I guess. Alrighty, so we have 10 for our first one.
Okay. Is this the 3d6 one?
This is the 4d6.
Okay. Cool enough. We had 10.
That's a 15 for our second one.
Nice. We have 15.
Oh boy. That's 12, 15, 16, 17.
Wow, we got a 17.
We rolled 17. All right. So that was our 3 stats that we used for rolling 46.
Okay, 17, 10, 15. Gotcha.
And we will now be moving on to 3d6.
Okay.
Because I enjoy this idea of mixing and matching stat generations. It's a little silly and ridiculous, but I'm here for it.
So am I.
That is a 15 again.
17, 15, 15, 10. Gotcha.
Okay. That is a 12.
A 12.
All
Okay.
right, and then our last step for our guy here, that would be a 9.
Okay. So we're going to be getting so 9, 10, 15, 15, 12, and 17. Okay. So we get a +2 dex and a +1 intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
The barbarian needs intelligence.
I mean, yeah, kind of actually.
We're gonna have the
'Cause
smartest, angriest barbarian who lives in a highfalutin area and just likes to be all by himself.
that's that's why he gets so mad because he understands too well.
Okay, with that being said, intelligence 15.
Uh, I'm down for this. Uh, Gosh,
Dexterity.
definitely 17. Like I said, I want him to be this giant spinning ball of death.
Okay, we got that.
Okay, okay.
Now we got the 15, the 12, the 10, and the 9 left.
Let's put the 9 in.
Strength.
Yes.
No, I think we should actually put like a 12 in strength.
I agree, and we'll put the let's put the 9 in charisma.
And 9 in charisma.
Yeah, 9 in charisma. So he's just terrible. He's just awful to talk to and deal with.
I guess 15 goes into con.
Yes,
Because we're, even if we are making a stupid character, we're still going to make it so it's a playable stupid character.
right. Yeah, we're making them playable. They're just bad.
Okay. So, at the end of all of this, when it comes down to it, now we have to pick 2 skills. They already come with medicine,
Mm-hmm.
religion, and
Mm-hmm.
perception. So we get 2
Hmm.
more. I say we take nature.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't know, animal handling.
I'm gonna say yes, animal handling because his
Gonna
family.
have a squirrel.
Yeah, yeah, for the squirrel. For the squirrel. We brought the squirrel back in.
And
I was
he's,
gonna say
oh
because
look, the elf starts off. Or do we how do we determine the hit points? Do we roll or we do, no? Because it's just the maximum, right?
I believe it's maximum at level 1, but I believe you can also roll for it.
Yeah, I'm
Someone's
just
gonna
gonna
get mad
take
at
the
us.
max die plus the con modifier.
Yes.
And of course, we're gonna equip this elf with like a rapier or something, right?
Yeah, so just something ridiculous that a barbarian shouldn't have, but an elf can have. You know,
Rapier.
long. Yeah, I was gonna say like a longsword actually wouldn't be too bad to give to a barbarian.
Okay, what's the elf's name?
Ooh,
I'm just gonna go online. Look, elf name generator.
are they a child or an adult?
I'm gonna say they're an adult.
Okay.
Male or female?
Ooh,
I chose adult.
female.
Female.
I'm female because we don't get enough of that in terms of barbarians.
Here are some options. I put. Let's see if it will. No, it's not. It's not gonna let it go.
Nope. 53. 53. Because I rolled for it. Lashana. Ooh, I like this. I'm liking this.
Lashana.
Lashana. Leshanna.
I'm gonna refer to her as Lashana Lemeow.
I'm in. Absolutely not spelled how you think.
Nope. How do they have an armor class of 16? That's insane.
Oh, what did we do?
Did we just make a pretty decent spec character? What the heck?
I'm laughing. No, this is perfect. We were actively trying to be bad at this. Remember that's why this is funny.
Okay. I'd like to introduce you to Lashana Lemieux. Lemieux.
Lemieux.
She was born in the high societies of Elf. Her father was a high council member, but he had an affair, and it ruined him. And he was, her mother and her were chased out of the city.
And then Lashana decided to leave her family behind out of shame for what they've done.
And
And
become a hermit.
in order for her to live, she became a squirrel rancher.
Selling squirrels to miners.
Yes.
Because miners get lonely in
And
those little mining places.
the squirrel's a cool homie.
Yes. She is aided by her pal and longtime companion, a squirrel named
Shoes.
Shoes?
Shoe.
Shoe. Yes, a squirrel named Shoes, who she found in her shoes one day and was like, "This is my calling. I shall refer to you as a Shoes." She doesn't really have. She's not very good at animal handling per se because, you know, she loves animals too much and they lets them do whatever they want.
That's true. She spoils them.
Yes, yes. But she is smart. She knows about the animals. She knows about the religion because her mother was religious.
Powerful.
Powerful. So we have a barbarian elf named Lashana Lemieux.
Who is surprisingly usable.
Very surprisingly usable. What the heck is this?
What did we do?
Are we too good at? Are we too normal? Are we like too normal at playing TTRPGs that we just will accidentally make a normally spec character because we don't know how to like fuck it up?
I think what occurred here is more on the design end. Is that a barbarian is just a very practical class in general, and the math just because we're like, haha, let's not do strength, and no matter what you put in a constitution, a barbarian is just going to have a lot anyway.
Fine then. With that logic, then we are making a half orc, and we are going to make a wizard.
I'm on board with this because I'm currently playing a half orc warlock, who worships a giant turtle, and it's pretty great. For funsies, I'm going to go ahead and remove the one book we just used outside of the player's manual. So we will not be using Xanathars for this next character. That leaves us with 4 other books for resources.
Okay. So let's have you roll again for stats. Wait, no, I don't. You know what? I have to also pick the background for this guy.
Well, that's true. Let's find a different way to pick a background this time because I'm out of backgrounds.
Just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
You are a faction agent.
Ooh.
I don't know. What the heck is a faction agent?
Like you work for a group, like.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah.
They start with insight and intimidation. So let's give them one more skill in Arcana. No, that's too simple.
No, because they're a wizard, right? We're building a wizard.
Yeah, they already started off with insight and investigation. So because they are half orc, because they are a faction agent. Let's give them animal handling.
Animal handling.
Everybody gets animal handling.
You can do horse stuffing. You can do horse stuffing. You can do horse stuff.
You making that sound a little dirty, Jordan.
You know what? I am, and I'm sorry.
Apologize to the dog.
I will apologize to just the dog. If you're a human viewer, I'm not apologizing to you because you are on the internet and you understand things.
Okay, Jordan, time to roll. 3-3. Let's go 3-4, 3-4, 3-4.
Gotcha. We'll go back and forth. All right, so 3 first. Oh, wow. That is a 17.
What the heck, Jordan? Your rolls are crazy.
Hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice. This is a 4 roll. Wow, that's a lot of 3s. It's a 10.
Okay, 17, 10.
All right, now we're going back to a 3. 15 again.
What the fudge?
I'll change dice. Do you want me to change dice?
No, it's fine. Keep going. Just keep going. You're making characters that are spec'd correctly now.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, cool. That just happened. Wait, were we doing 3 dice on that one or 4?
3.
3?
No,
perfect.
4. That was 4.
We shouldn't have done 4. This is no longer hilarious. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
So 17, 15, 10, 13. Okay.
Right.
Back to 3.
Back to 3. There we go. That's what I wanted. 6. 9.
That's not better. Okay, fine.
Low stats make funnier characters.
Yeah, they do. Why do you keep not rolling them?
I'm trying. Wow, that's funny. That was actually the low roll that fell off the book. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11.
So we have 11, 13, 10, 17, 15. I'm missing one.
Okay.
11, 10, 13, 17, 15.
3, 4. Okay, 4 now. It's just all 4s.
12.
Well, 15. 13. 13 actually, because one of them was a 5.
Okay, so we have 2 13s, a 15, a 17. If someone's gonna be like, you guys just missed the total number. This is what happens when we can't rewind it. Watch the playback.
We're also doing it badly on purpose.
And we're also not writing anything down, except I'm following it along on this sheet. Okay.
Yeah. Half orc.
17, 15, 13, 12.
Right. I have the half orc in front of me.
Wait, 13, 13, 11, 10, 9.
Correct.
Okay. So we have to. So they have a +2 strength and a 1 con.
Correct.
So let's make this wizard a hulking behemoth and give it the 15.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You're so strong.
Punch wizard.
Punch the wizard.
No, don't punch the wizard. He punches back.
Okay. And then we're going to have a 17 intelligence score because that's what you need, right?
You gotta, like we said, they do have to be playable.
Because it's playable, then we should also give this wizard a 9 constitution.
Yes. Because that's...
I mean, he does get a +1 con, so that'll make him a 10 con.
Yeah, that still, like, rounds out.
And then...
I'm actively trying to make this bad, I promise.
A 10 charisma.
Okay.
And then 13 dex, 13 wisdom.
Okay. What?
Oh, you get 2 more skills. We have Arcana, History, Investigation, Medicine, or Religion.
I'm going to say medicine. And I'm also going to say history. Because we've already given him the 17 in intelligence. We don't have to give him Arcana.
He's got hit points. 6 hit points. He's got 6 hit points. He carries around a quarterstaff and a scholar's pack.
I love it. It's beautiful. It's powerful.
Okay, what are we naming this orc?
Uh, Mod.
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 Now I'm gonna go. Wait, no. See, it accidentally went like four M's. So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
end up with four M's and an OD at the end. Mod.
Perfect.
Mod.
Family name.
Mod.
Yeah, Mod. The
Okay,
wizard.
let's tell the story of Mod.
He was exceptionally bright, even among his contemporary orcs.
Yes.
Maud as a child knew that the simple life of country living was not for him, and whenever they did not admonish him for being smart, they chose to try to feed into it because him being smarter helped out his village. So whenever they ran off to do hunting parties, I guess they would sometimes come back with books. Nobody asked where they got them.
And the thing about it is, Mod. You have to go. You have to say it right.
You
Mod.
you gotta say it right.
Mod was always in charge of inventory keeping and organizing the books, keeping
Mm-hmm.
things intact. So that's how come everybody was always felt they were fed plenty and made nobody felt like there was any stealing going on. There's very little infighting in the camp he lived in the countryside, living in an orc camp of all things. He was like, oh, he organized it and ran the books, which was great. Probably one of the best things you can do growing up. It was then that he was recruited one day out in the field by the Order of the Squirrel.
The Order of the Scroll.
The
Perfect.
Order of the Squirrel. And the Order of the Squirrel was like, we need you to seek out the High Elf who talks to squirrels.
Yes.
You have a holy mission. And suddenly, the orc was bestowed mighty powers of the gods, or like powers to do fireballs and go pew 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 pew. And that's the next day. That's when he ran into Lemiao,
Meow.
and the two of them joined forces.
The more we talk about the Shana Le Meow, we gave her a rapier, correct?
Yes.
Did she survive some sort of like elf French Revolution? Is that what's happening? Is that the background radiation of this world?
There was a French. Let's just say there was a that her father, after being oh, that's it. That makes a lot of sense. So, check this out. This is the story. The elf church of the raccoon.
Yes. They worship the raccoon.
They worship the raccoon
It's a powerful animal.
because the raccoon is a creature that simply understands survival.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And does not try to give into power. Simply the need to live is enough. And the church took over the council of the city. And when they discovered the affair, pushed her and her family out. Well, her mother primarily. Her father is still in prison.
And by pushing them out, it destabilized the entire elf aristocracy.
Yes. Because she was not only the only one who was pushed out, as many people were pushed out because all of the baddiness was pushed out.
And the peasantry rose up because this is completely destabilized the economy, and everything was suddenly too expensive to afford, and only rich people could buy airplanes. No.
Especially gas.
Yeah.
Well, too close to home. I live in California. Imagine how we feel.
Close to home. We're getting your prices.
Oh, we'll go way ahead of you.
Yeah, they're slowly going from your coast to us. But yes, so there was a great elf French Revolution style situation.
Yeah, where the people rose up, and I imagine that 100% makes sense. They pushed out anybody that was considered a sinner among the elves. So that's how come like she's got like religious knowledge is because they took over and like
Yes,
so the church of the raccoon like runs the show, and it was the agency of the squirrel which took her and her mother and a lot of like the refugees in and hid them and protected them, and that's how come she ended up like raising squirrels and selling them to miners, like
sure.
minors, not children, but minors who like
Yeah. Well, they might be minors. I don't know.
some
Child,
of. I Yeah, there might be because exploitation in this world is
I'm
good.
sure there's no child labor laws in this world
Yeah, I don't think
because
so either.
high fantasy worlds are actually quite terrible.
Okay, so the Church of the Raccoon has now taken over everything.
Yes.
The agency of the Squirrel is rose up to defend the people against the Church of the Church of the Raccoon, which
And
saw this all coming. Like this
yes,
was all like preordained,
Maud,
and then that's how come Maud was recruited as an agent of the Church of the Squirrel, of the agency of the Squirrel.
yes. So
Um,
they go out. Now, the most important part, despite Maud being a level 1 wizard, if there's one thing a wizard knows, it's what their curriculum is going to involve. So the most important thing on a wizard is notes. So what's scribbled at the very top on the back of the character sheet? What's their note for when they can pick a subclass?
I have no idea. You tell me.
Ooh. Hmm. What school of magic is Maud into?
What schools of magic is there options?
That you know what? You're right. We need to talk about this first. So
Oh,
we
and the agency of this girl, I'd have to say it's a background, right?
this is true.
So that he left when he fell in love with Lemiao. Because the thing about it is that the Raccoon Church goes after the squirrels' families, agent squirrel families. So like you're supposed to remain untethered, or you could be taken.
Take it. So we've got abjuration. Now this means protection magic, cool barriers, mage armor, power word wall and such. Conjuration. This is making things out of nothing. They don't stick around too long, but it's cool to just be able to have stuff that exists for a moment. School of divination, seeing things before they happen.
Ooh, that could be pretty fun.
It could because it lets you save rolls. So like you roll at the beginning of like a day in game, you roll twice on a d20 and you write those numbers down and you just save them. So if you ever want to just have a number later to roll, you just use those. I think that might be our option, but let's keep looking into it. School of enchantment. You can make things kind of do what you want, including people and things. Um, evocation, which is just blowing things up, really. Uh, illusions, making things that aren't there. Necromancy, raising the dead. Um, and transmutation, which is kind of a loosey goosey one. Kind of turning things into other things, making kinds of cool stuff.
Like making turduckens.
Yet making turduckens out of just a turkey. Honestly, I think divination's our best option.
I like the first one.
Oh, abjuration protection magic.
Yeah, because wouldn't it be cool? And this is just based on story. Wouldn't it be cool because Maud is
Mm-hmm.
in love
That's
with
true.
Lemiao? That
That's
like
very true.
he uses protection magic to protect her.
But just on her, not the rest of this party that we will
Not
be
the rest
making.
of this party that we'll be making eventually, which we will
Yeah,
be connecting all the characters at some point.
this is true. It's
Okay, for funsies, let's RP these two characters in an interaction with each other.
okay.
Who do you want to play, Maud or Lashana?
Hold on, I have dice for this. I'm a genuine dice gremlin. We'll say Lashana is red, and Maud is blue. I will be playing Lashana.
Okay, we will RP the first time they ever meet. This is when I'm still a member of the agency.
And this is Lashana minding her own business, trying and failing to maintain squirrel husbandry.
Maud, sort of walking through the forest, sees this not very attractive looking elf.
which which is incredible because
Or average, this average looking elf, actually. I think the stats say average looking elf.
which is still incredible because they're average looking, and that's just not a thing elves are.
Yeah, they're usually gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah, there's just they all look great. Their skin is clear. They follow a regiment. Not Lashana. Lashana does not care. She's too busy with her squirrels. Again, trying and failing to keep them curtailed.
He, Maud hides his sort of badge, the squirrel agency badge. He's been sent to greet this Lashana and see if if he can recruit her.
Lashana at this point is just talking with Shu. She has no idea if Shu understands her or if she can understand Shu. She feels like she can understand this squirrel, but also not really.
Uh, Maud approaches Lashana, and he's holding his little staff. He's wearing wizard robes, but they don't fit like at all. Like they're like it's like wearing like a little muscle shirt. Like it just every time he moves, it looks like it's gonna about to rip. It rips a little bit. Like you just clearly tell that he's like super built underneath
Yeah,
it. Like
powerful.
and looks like the rumors are true. You can talk to squirrels.
Just immediately lying through her teeth. Yes, I can talk to squirrels.
What's its name?
Its name is Shu, and she puts him up on her shoulder, and it just kind of hides in her hair, which is it's unkempt and wild because she's not following her regiments at all.
Shoo. My name is Maud.
Maud.
No.
Okay.
Odd.
Odd.
There. One more M.
Odd.
There goes. That's perfect.
I am, and she attempts to hold a pose with her rapier and her squirrel and her kind of ragged-looking clothing. I am Lashana Lemiao of House Lemiao.
Of the famous House Lemiao?
Yes, the very same. First daughter, even.
Isn't your father the shamed one?
Yes, very much the shamed one.
Oh my. I never met royalty before.
Those damn raccoons took him from me.
Suddenly, with that ferocious sort of belt, Maud is kind of the hair wafting in the breeze. He's like enamored by her suddenly.
He is enamored by her greasiness.
Yes, there's something wild about this one.
Yeah.
Reminds him of home. You You would like flour? Suddenly, the ability of his intelligence is just wiped away. His brain just goes numb. As smart as he is in the presence of a beauty to him. Uh,
And Lashana with her very minimal people skills. Yes.
Maud is like, looks around and he picks
Hmm.
up a flower off the ground and he's like, here, flower.
Lashana takes it and eats it.
He's he's so confused but awestruck, like he's never met someone like Lashana before.
Lashana's just panicking, not sure if that was what she was supposed to do.
Are you married?
No, not until my father is free.
Then I shall free your father. And just then, an arrow shoots off from the side. He sticks his in the ground, and a field protects them both.
Lashana draws her sword.
It's the Church of the Squirrel. It's the Church of the Raccoon.
Raccoon!
Oh no. Are they after you or are they after me?
Lashana has not heard that. She has drawn her sword and has attempting to rally the squirrels. The squirrels not listening. She attempts to rally the squirrels to her side and then charges directly at
He grabs onto her and tries to, like,
them.
stay behind the field.
She's just confused and not sure how to solve this problem without leaving the field.
It's okay. Let's run. Just grabs her and starts rushing off into the hills. For a wizard in robes, he's moving fairly quickly.
Lashana just keeps repeating over and over again, "Squirrels to me! Squirrels to me!"
Maud stops and says, "Squirrels, jump on me really quick."
There are no squirrels.
He's like waiting, looking, and he just keeps running.
There are no squirrels. None of them followed.
And Maud kind of like holding her in his arms goes, "This is gonna be the start of a good adventure."
Yes, I think so as well.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
No.
Okay, that's our two characters. This is the dumbest. These are pretty dumb characters.
This is great. I love attempted squirrel husbandry. Oh, so good.
I like the very fact that he's like, birds don't work now.
Yeah. A choice, a powerful choice, but a choice nonetheless that I'm into.
I don't even know if that's a spell. I don't know anything about abjuration class spells. Just for anybody who's watching that. Can you do that? Can you stick your thing in the ground and go force field?
I mean, like later, no, sanctuary, yeah. Sanctuary totally works.
That was fun. Okay, so we still have 3 more in this party to make, and we will get to those. So we'll do 2 more at the next session, tie them all in together, and then on the final one, we will make the leader of the team. I think that's the final, like
I agree.
the crooks that will sort of tie everybody in together. And
Yep.
That being said, I have been Gilbert S. And this is
Jordan T with Sound Fighter Games.
And I was the brain. And this has been the Unnamed Podcast. Thank you, Doc, for sticking around with us.
Y'all stay gold.
Y'all stay gold.
Y'all stay gold.